Good evening, all. Let's begin our session for today. It's already 8 o'clock in India time. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let me start introducing myself. I am Dr. Alok Arora, a clinical psychologist. Okay, this is Is it better now, Neeraj? I've increased the volume of my mic. Is it better? Yes.
Yes, now
Okay.
it is okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. So, hi, my name is Dr. Alok Arora. I am a clinical psychologist and currently working as director for JKP Care Foundation. Have been working for autism, and I would like to brief you about these sessions, the webinar which we are starting. So the topic is managing autism from birth to lifespan. And this is a series of 12 sessions every Sunday. We have already shared the schedule with most of you via email or WhatsApp. So every Sunday, 8 p.m. India time, and your country timings, you can just check with GMT 5.30 plus 5.30. So we are starting this series to create awareness and to support parents. This is basically addressing to parents, managing autism, understanding autism right from the birth and till the lifetime. So we have, I'm just sharing on my screen the topics which we have and the date-wise schedule for this webinar. Yeah. So today we will be talking about understanding autism spectrum disorder from early signs to diagnosis. Then we have understanding the brain and behavior in autism, the link between the neurocommunication and behavior. Uh, next week, that is 16th of November, we will have a session on early childhood, 0 to 5 years, building foundations. November 23rd, we'll have school readiness and inclusion. November 30th, we have communication and language development across ages. December 7th, behavior management and emotional regulation. December 14th, sensory integration and daily life management. December 21st, nutrition, sleep, and health in autism. Then on the New Year Eve, just before New Year and after New Year, the week, we are just keeping, we are not doing any session that time. January 11th, we have a session on developing daily life skills and independence. January 18th on social development and peer relationship. January 25th on adolescent and transition to adulthood. The challenges related to the transition and hormonal balances and changes. On February 1st, we'll have a session on parental mental health and family life. These sessions are designed in a manner that it is in a very simple layman's language. Parents from any location who understand basic English, they would understand. And initially, we will have a presentation for say 45 minutes to 1 hour. And post presentation, I'm open to the questions, question and answer. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. It is going to be live interactive sessions. So I'm open to answer your queries. So not taking much time, let's begin. But before that, I just request you all to kindly put your full name and the location in chat box. We just want to know the participants, where they are coming from, what is their name, and where are you from, your location, the city and the country. So please put it in the chat box. So the organization which is conducting these sessions is JKP Care Foundation. JKP Care Foundation is a non-profit organization registered in India and having headquarters in Mumbai. We also have an office in Jaipur, and we are working globally at present. So this series, yes, it's a 12-week series. I have already told you about it. The topics I have already informed you about it. A little bit information about JKP Care Foundation. So it's, as I've said, it's a government registered non-profit organization, and it works for in various domains. It works for the um, for the awareness and acceptance about autism. It works for training professionals and supporting parents by way of conducting webinars, training sessions, and workshops. We also have a residential rehabilitation center that is in Mumbai, outskirts of Mumbai, that's called Spandan. And in residential rehabilitation center, we have children and adults with autism where we are working with them, teaching them life skills and supportive strategies, managing their behaviors, bringing their severity down towards the moderate behavior. Under the training academy, we are running various types of training programs. We have CAT and PAT therapies, that is center assisted therapy and parent assisted therapy. So we are supporting parents through PAT, parents who are in the locations where we don't have the support of therapy system or therapists are not available. In such cases, we have our therapists who are training you as per your own child conditions, like whatever concerns you have about the child, we do the assessment of the child and accordingly we train you to work with your child and to see the improvement. It is not an alternative of therapies, but it is a supportive. Mother's Assist is a model which takes care of the psychological and emotional needs of the mothers of children with autism. So we understand the counseling needs of the mother, the mental stress the mother faces, and we support them by way of Mother's Assist project. We also provide online assessment and online therapies, parent training workshops. Clinical leadership support is available for the various therapists who are working individually or who are working as a therapist on ground. And when they face some challenges, individual case discussions are done, and we are providing them guidance. We are also in a model to collaborate with the various centers and schools who work for autism across the globe. Um, we have another project which is called Spandan Shore Heaven. It is under development stage right now. It's India's first eco village resort, which is being developed with an intention that it will be run and managed by children and adults with autism. So the why that's why we have given name as Spandan Show Heaven. So the inmates of Spandan, the children and adult of Spandan will be managing the entire project. So we are training the inmates one side, another side in Show Heaven. We are developing, it's close to the beach. It's an eco living concept, eco village, which we are developing right now. We also have autism free helpline. So parents across the globe, if they have any concern, anytime 24 by 7, they can give us a call on the free helpline number. And our coordinators and our counselors are supporting them. If required, they are connecting them with the domain experts. It's absolutely free of cost. All this initiative of autism free helpline. I'm proud to share that we have trained over 4,000 doctors, therapists, special educators, teachers, and parents so far. We have been working for last 3 years, and it's a good number that in 3 years we could reach to 4,000 plus professionals and parents. Here are some of the photographs from our residential rehabilitation setup, Spandan. You can just see them. This webinar series is offered with an open heart under a pay whatever you can want. So there is no fee for it. You can contribute, you can pay whatever you feel like or whatever you are comfortable with. Your support, your donations will go towards the creating more such sessions, towards the fee for the trainers, and towards making arrangements and being part of it. So you can, here is a link I have given you. Towards the end of the webinar, I'll give you a QR code also. You can go to our website, www.jkp.ngo. Click on Pay Online button, which is the second last button on the menu. Just click on that. You have an option there for making payments through the QR code or through PayPal. For international participants can make use of PayPal, and participants from India or participants from Middle East, many countries nowadays are accepting the QR code. So you can give your contributions. You can contribute any amount, smaller way, starting with $1, 200 rupees, or 500, or 1,000, or 10,000, whatever is you are comfortable with. The goal is to ensure that no parent is left behind due to money constraint. So since we run training programs and we are often receiving requests from parents that they are not able to afford the fee or they have some challenges, financial challenges, but still they want to learn. That is why we have started this initiative. So all the funds we raise shall go towards autism training scholarships or awareness workshop or creating the parent resources. Now today's topic, understanding autism. So autism is not a disorder, it is a difference. So for earlier, we used to say autism is not a disease. We used to call it as a disorder, but now the perspective is changing. And now it is not a disorder also. It is just a difference. Difference. What difference is? Difference in the way we experience the world, the difference in the way we process the information, and difference in the way we express ourselves. So in autism, we do not have any physical constraints. Physical constraints as in you check the blood group, or MRI, CT scan, X-rays, everything is at par with the neurodevelopment. Neurodevelopment is the development which you in general call it as regular or development as per age constraints. But it is nothing to do physical. It is more to do, yes, there are challenges related to gross motor and fine motor movements. You may debate on this that it is physical, but no. Again, the challenges which are associated with the motor movements are related to the cognition, the brain signals. Brain is not able to give proper signals to our muscles, and that's why the cognition part is missing. So in autism, what we see is just a different brain, different neural communication in the brain. And that's why I prefer calling it a difference. You start understanding it, it becomes the easy thing. Each child in autism is different. Each adult in autism is different. Like you are different than me. You as an individual think differently, react differently, act differently. Same as if I give you an option to have an ice cream, some of you might like strawberry flavor. Some of you might like chocolate flavor. Some of you might say, I want what we want vanilla flavor. And there would still be some who would say, we don't like ice cream. We would prefer chips rather. That is the difference. Same as in autism. So some children in autism may have difficulty in speaking. Some children in autism, in speech and language, some children in autism may have difficulty in their motor movements. Some children in autism may have difficulty in their behavior. Or some may have multiple. Together, if we see autism as in whole, it is just a difference. It's a different way of perceiving information or perceiving, feeling the world, different way of processing it, different way of expression. Once you start understanding your child, first thing is understand autism. So understand your child or understand the person with autism whom you are living with, be it an adult. So once you start understanding how they feel, how they experience, how they think, and how they live, that's the key. You need to just start understanding them first, not correcting them. Our major focus as a parent is most of the time is on correction. We are providing therapies for correction. We are trying to correct them. They are getting into behavior. We are saying, don't do this. This is bad behavior. This is not good behavior. Then again, we say, okay, this is a tantrum. Child is doing tantrum or child is doing behavior or meltdowns, whatever word you know, or child is hyperactive, whatever word you want to give to it. That is autism. So hyperactive is autism. A meltdown is autism, or tantrum, what you call is autism. Behavior, difficult behavior is autism. Accept it and then understand what child is trying to communicate to us by way of doing this behavior. That is important. We need to understand why child is doing this. Instead of correcting the child, go for question WH1. Why? What is the meaning behind the behavior? What is the meaning behind what are the concerns child is facing? what are my child's strengths and what are my child's challenges. Just focus on that. You will understand autism, you will understand your child. This is an elephant. You all might have heard this story in your childhood. Few blind men, 5 or 6 blind men, were exposed to an elephant for the first time. And since they were blind, they could not see the elephant visually, but they could experience it by way of touching it. So the person who was exposed to the ear part said it's a pen. The person who was exposed to the belly part said it's a wall. The person who was exposed to the tail said it's a rope. Likewise, whichever part you exposed, you call it that. Same is with autism. We all professionals, all parents experience autism differently. We all are blind towards autism. We do not know why autism happens. Nobody can say what the reason, the cause of autism. Yes, there are some assumptions we have. There are some evidences also we have that it is genetic or it is environmental, but still, we don't have a blood test to just check and say, okay, autism is this. We don't have an MRI or the X-rays which will explain autism to us. So I would still call that we all are blind towards autism. What we know about autism is very little. So whatever area we are exposed to, we understand autism is this. But autism may have various different forms. That is why it is called spectrum. So autism is like an ocean, and we all together, you all parent, me and all the professionals together in the world, we know only this much. When we see the white dot in the ocean, we know only this much about ocean. This I'm not sharing to put you under stress that, oh, it is a big thing. We do not know about it. But whatever we know, let's accept it. We will come to know more slowly. Research are going on. Every day we are seeing some or other new things coming up and we are discussing on them. So, okay, we are heading towards progress, but not a problem. You don't have to worry about it. Whatever we know, we have the management techniques now. At least we know how to manage autism. That is more important. Major worry of parent, major stress of parent in parent mind is why my child has been born with autism. Why autism? Why this has happened? Now this is past. It has happened. Acceptance is the key. We need to start from that. Yes, my child has autism. Why it has happened? Let's not get into it. Let's just focus on yes, the child is born with autism. Now I need to support my child to reach to his best of his potential or her potential. I need to support my child in autism management and lifetime management. It's a lifelong condition. So I need to support my child. I need to plan interventions. I need to plan the support system for the lifetime. There are many children who, with early intervention, with required therapies, with required support, they come into mainstream. They pick up, they adopt to live in our society, and they come into mainstream. But they may face challenges some or at some or other point of life. So we need to be prepared and we need to prepare them. So what is autism? By definition, if I see, it's irrelevant for parents to just get into the definition. So I'm just giving you very simple, short, 2 lines definition. Autism or autism spectrum disorder, ASD, refers to a broad range of conditions characterized by challenges in social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech, and nonverbal communication. So there are 3 major domains where we see challenges. We may see challenges in 1, 2, or all 3. So social skills, repetitive behaviors, and speech and communication, speech and nonverbal communication. We need to support our children in all the 3 areas or 2 areas or 1 area wherever child is struggling. Now, why do we call it as a spectrum? Because it is with a wide range of abilities and challenges. There is no one type of autism. Okay, autism is this. Autism has many types, many colors in it. So it's a wide range and it is different severity levels. Some children are classified as mild as per their symptoms, or moderate, or towards the severe symptoms. So if you want to classify them, we may classify them as level 1, level 2, or level 3, or mild, moderate, or severe. So different severity. Within severe also, you will have multiple levels. Different within the moderate also, you have multiple levels. So different severity levels. That is why we call it as spectrum. So autism, or in short, we always call it autism, but otherwise it is known as autism spectrum difference, not disorder anymore. We have started calling it now. Before few years, we used to call it disorder. Initially, when we started practicing, maybe 20 years back, we used to consider this as a disease also. But now we are considering it as a disorder. So ASD, autism spectrum difference. Now, global and Indian prevalence, I'm just sharing it with you. Like, how many children have autism? What is the prevalence? So globally, as per WHO, on the data of 2023, it is 1 in 100 children. Data is not exact correct because WHO could not collect data from all the countries. There are many countries who didn't have data of it at all. There were no data taken or no surveys done there. So it may fluctuate, it may vary if we go on actuals, but on an average, it is 1 in 100 children. In the US, it is 1 in 36 as per the CDC data of 2023. In the UK, it is 1 in 57 as per NHS data of 2022. And in India, it is 1 to 1.5% in children. It's like 68, 1 in 68 children as per ICMR data of 2020. Jointly ICMR and NIPD did it, did a survey. But data of 2022. Remember, it is the data of 2022 and 23, and we are in 2025 now. So 2 more years have passed, and we are looking at the graph. When I remember when I started practicing, it used to be somewhere in 256 in one in the US, and now it has dropped to 1 in 36. So the way graph is going up now, if you see as per data of 2025, it might be somewhere in 1 in 30 or 1 in 28 in the US, 1 in 40 in India. So altogether, if we see autism is more growing uh, difference or more growing condition than the pediatric other pediatric concerns. Approximately 67,000 to 74,000 children are born in India every year. So as per UNICEF, it is 67,385 babies are born in India. 1/6 of the world's daily births. And one in 68. Just calculate with this. From 67,000 children, if you say 1 in 68, approximately 985 to 1088, roughly 1,000 children are born alone in India every day, which may have autism symptoms later. 30,000 in a month. Calculate how many in a year. Are we prepared for it? Do we have enough support system? So parents should come forward, start learning about autism and manage autism with the support of professionals because limited professionals are available. You are not alone. You have a big number. So do not think that why it's with me, why only my child, all those stress, just keep it aside. Accept it. It is not something to that it's a curse or it is sin, previous birth sin, or it is of wrong parenting, or it is of some mistakes you have done. It is natural as you and I are, because we have variations in our thinking, our processing, our expression. Same way children with autism have variations in it. It's just that the degree of variation is little high, and that's why we call it, you know, disorder. Or that's why we classify them. It's like in a society where people are civilized, they call themselves are educated and civilized, and they are living as per social norms, wearing proper clothes. Somebody from The tribal background from the remotest jungle area comes in that society, in that city, and just wears those, skirt of the leaves of the plants and walks around. What will you do? You will exclude that person. You will not allow him to enter in the restaurant or in public places. You will say this getup is not acceptable. You will train him. You will get new clothes. You will train him to wear how to wear those clothes, how to, behave as per our society norms, and bring him in the society. That's how it is. But if you go with your clothes to a jungle in a tribal area where a lot of tribals are living on untouched communities, and they are all are wearing that skirt of leaves, and you are wearing your clothes, then you will be odd man out there. Similarly, if we have now we have society of neurotypical people, you and I, so we have set up some social norms. Our children do not fit in these norms. That's why we need to train them and bring them to mainstream. But if there is a society of, look at the number, how it is growing. So if there is a society full of children with autism or people with autism, then they will have training centers for us. They will mainstream us. They will teach us how to behave with them or how to work with them or how to understand. So it is just a difference. It is nothing to worry about, no stress, no outcome of your past life or sins, or no outcome of your bad karmas, or it is not out of bad parenting or mischiefs you have done during pregnancy. Do not consider any. Do not stress yourself. Just accept it. It's a difference. My child is a little different than others. I need to give training to my child. I need to understand my child better and create support strategies. When will you be able to create support strategies? Only when you are understanding your child. When you are understanding your child, then only you will be able to create supportive strategies. So you need to first start understanding autism through the lens of your child, not through the lens of books, not through the lens of others, but from your child, you will learn about it. Books and other people, professionals can be your supportive material. They can add on to you, but you need to understand your child from your child. You need to see the world from the eyes of your child. Then you will start experience. Make a list of the strength and challenges of your child. When your child gets into a behavior which is not acceptable, be it hyperactivity, be it the jumping behavior or spinning behavior, whatever behavior child gets in, do not correct the child. Do not give more commands. Do not you know uh, do not try to correct the child at that time. Just observe that behavior and write it down. What my child is doing. And by doing this, what he or she is trying to communicate to. What is the communication child is trying to do with me by way of his actions or her actions or behavior? Or either it is communication or it is some need which child is trying to fulfill. Children who have sensory issues, sensory processing issues, they try to fulfill their sensory needs. That's called sensory behaviors. So they try to fulfill their own needs. They want try to regulate themselves by doing some behaviors. Like the children who are hypersensitive towards the audio, like auditory hypersensitive, they close their ears in the noise environment. So they are trying to regulate that. So they are trying to control their input, sensory input through audio. So either by every behavior, every action, children with autism, either they are communicating to you or they are regulating themselves. They fulfill their own needs. So when they are communicating to you, try to focus on that communication rather than focusing on their actions. So do not focus on the actions. Do not try to correct them. Observe, write it down, what my child has done, what he was trying to communicate, and how the behavior got settled, how long behavior continued, and you will be able to understand your child. Importance of early identification. So today's topic is understand autism and early identification and diagnosis. So what is the importance of early identification? You might have heard everywhere early intervention. Some of you who did not realize it at early age and the child became 5, 6 years, 7 years, and then you realized it. Then you went to the experts. Experts might have told you, oh, you are late. You could have come. I wish you could have come a little early. So what is the importance? Why we talk about early intervention? Now, this thing is just to understand because it is part of the series. I am sharing it with you, but it is just to understand. Parents whose children have grown up need not to worry. Even if you were not able to do early intervention or early identification, you were not able to provide early support to your child. Do not go into guilt after this session. Do not go into a feeling of sadness after this session. I'm requesting do not touch the screen. I think somebody has touched the screen and there are some lines I need to share. So after this session, do not go into the guilt that, oh, I wish I could do it early. No, no worries. We have seen changes. We have seen improvements. We have seen, the uh, better outcomes, even in adults of 30, 40, 50 years. There is no age to learning. A person can learn even at the age of 60, 70. So need not to worry. Yes, the process becomes a little slower. Early intervention helps us in early, early intervention helps us in early faster. So what is the importance of early identification? Because in the early years of life, the brain plasticity is being developed, neural communication is being developed, and experiences are being registered, learnings are being registered, and it improves in long-term outcomes. So our behavior, our understanding, our expressions all develop at early age. 0 to 5 years, 0 to 6 years are very crucial for a person. 0 to 2 years, usually we learn from our senses, from our environment, from our experiences. We sense the environment and we learn from it. 0 to 2. So that is why usually the brain, if you see the early brain plasticity, from birth to age 5, a child's brain develops more than any other time in life. Early brain development has lasting impact on a child's ability to learn and succeed in school and life. The quality of a child's experiences in the first few years of life, positive or negative, helps shape how the brain develops. So at birth, the average brain is about a quarter size of an adult. So if you are an adult, you all are an adult now. So if your brain is of such X and X size right now, at the birth time, it was X by 4, a quarter size of your adult. Surprisingly, within first 1 year, it becomes X by 2, doubles the size. It's a very interesting fact. No other body organ doubles in 1 year. Your hands, your limbs, your organs, nothing doubles in it. Yes, there is a growth, but not double. Brain doubles within 1 year, 0 to 1. It keeps growing about 80% of adult size by the age of 3 and 90% by the age of 5 and rest 10% strictly. That is why early identification, early intervention helps us a lot because that is the time when the brain is developed. Consider this in a layman's language, in a simple language. Consider this related to build building a building. You are constructing a house or constructing a building. During the construction, alterations are easy. Oh, you want a window here, or you want a sliding here, or you want some electric power switch here. It is easier. You can do those alterations. But once the building is constructed fully or almost 90%, and then you go back and you want to make changes, is it impossible? No, it is still possible, but little difficult. So that's why early intervention gives us better results better outcomes because brain plasticity is being developed, and that time we make some changes, alterations is easy. But once the brain is developed fully or 90%, still we can make the alterations. We need to deregister the already registered patterns and give experience of new patterns to be registered. Little difficult task, but not impossible. So need not to worry. Brain is the command center of human body. A newborn baby has all the brain cells, neurons. They will have for rest of their life. So brain size is x by 4, then x by 2, or x, 80% of x, and then it goes to x. That is the size of the brain, which is. But the neurons, the brain cells, which communicate to each other, which are responsible for the functioning of body, which are responsible for cognition, which are responsible for neural communication, they are set numbers, the same numbers at the time of birth. That remains same throughout the life. Only the connections do increase. I'll show it to you with a map. Just let me go here. Yes. So there are neurons in the brain which are communicating to each other in a typical brain and in a brain with child or person with autism. There are neurons which are communicating to each other. But red color, you can see red color arrows, there are some distorted communications. To understand this in easy life example, when you're watching a movie on the screen, say in cinema hall or even at your home on TV, you are seeing, you are adopting from the eyes. You are hearing from your ears. So there is a coordination in audio and visual. Whatever you are seeing, the audio is also coming at that time. You're connecting both of them. And on basis of that, you are experiencing. If there is some sad scene going on, if there is somebody who is dying or who's suffering on the TV, you feel pain, you feel sad. You know it's a movie. You know it is not the real thing, but still you feel connected with them because your neurons are communication to each other, giving you those feelings, releasing those hormones. If there is something really good happening on the TV or on the screen, you feel good about it. You feel happy. The happy hormones will release through the neural functions. So what you see from your eyes, it goes to one neuron, it interprets that, and then it sends the signals to other neuron, communicates with that, then that sends some signal to some neurons which are responsible to release some hormones, then they release those hormones, and you experience. But at the same time, whatever you are hearing, it coordinates. So the same neuron which was receiving, receptive, that is connecting to other neuron also, which is receiving, receptive of auditory, visual reception, auditory reception, and they coordinate with each other. They correlate with each other. And then further cognition starts. So what happens in autistic brain, a brain which is classified as with autism, these connections are distorted. These connections are not formed, developed properly, and that is why children with autism, they don't understand sometimes, they seem to be lost, or they are not able to focus, or they are not able to connect with you, they are not able to give you eye contact. There are many, all the symptoms which you see in autism are dependent on this brain function, the neural activity in the brain. There's nothing wrong with their limbs, there's nothing wrong with their hand and feet and body system. Many a times when they eat food, they do not have the gut brain axis, that is the connection between the gut and the brain. It is it is there but not present fully. So the signals which go from the stomach, from the intestine, from the gut to the brain that I am full, sometimes those signals are missing or signals are going and the brain neurons are not able to convey those signals to the right neurons so that we stop eating and they have appetite and they keep on eating. So all these traits in autism, whatever you can say, are related to this neural activity in the brain. Here is a diagram which tells you, I have given just for your reference, These slides will be shared with you post this session. That's why we are asking you to write down your name and your country, because we have everybody's numbers, but we do not know who all have joined in. So please write down your full name and your country or the city where you are from in the chat box, so that later on the admin staff can take down the names from there and share the PPTs with you. We also have a WhatsApp group for parents, which we have created especially for these webinars, free of cost webinars. So we will send you a link. We'll send you a link to add, to get added in that WhatsApp group. So we can share all the PPTs in the WhatsApp group. If you have questions, you can put up in the WhatsApp. So these are different parts of the brain, a typical human brain, and different parts are responsible for different functions. Like occipital lobe is responsible for vision, color, and perception. Cerebellum is responsible for balance, coordination, and fine muscles control. And parental lobe is responsible for knowing right from left, sensation, reading, body orientation. Now the neural connectivity of neurons from this to this or to this or to this, that actually makes a brain to work, the communication. And in autism, we find it difficult to have the neural connection. So how brain connections are built? Different areas of the brain are responsible for different abilities like movement, language, and emotion, and develop at different rates. Brain development builds on itself as connections eventually link with each other in more complex ways. Bigger the brain, bigger the age, connections gets into more complex. With learnings, you get more complex. And that's why we say experience is important. We give respect to the people who are, age-wise older than us. Why? Because we know that they have more experience than us. They may be less educated than us, but experience. What experience? The experience in the neural experience, the connections are developed in more complex ways. What happens when you study, when you go into research, or when you study engineering or PhD or medical science? When you give more input to the brain, your brain connections develop more complex ones. And that's why the area, field of your study or the area of your study, you become the expert in. With the studies and with experience together, it makes it more acceptable. So a doctor who has done his degrees like MBBS, MD, further DND and all, plus who has 20 years of experience, 10 years of experience, who has seen 5,000 children or 5,000 patients, their neural communication is more complex because they have learned from their experience and have developed the connections with their knowledge, with their learners. So this enables the child to move, speak, and think in more complex ways, the connections which we are doing. Starting from birth, children develop brain connections through their everyday experiences. So with everyday experiences, right from birth, from 0 day, I start learning from my experiences. They are built through positive interactions with their parents and caregivers and by using their senses to interact with the world. So 0 to 2 years, we have sensory learning a lot. So we learn from our senses. We feel the environment and we learn from it. A young child's daily experiences determine which brain connections develop and which will last for a life. The amount and quality of care, stimulation, and interaction they receive in their early years makes all the difference. That is why early intervention is important. Now we see many children nowadays who were born in 2018, 19, 20, 21 in the COVID and just before the COVID, who were kept in the houses for 1, 2 years under lockdown stage. Since they were infants and they were young children, they were not exposed to the environment. They couldn't get the exposure. They couldn't learn from their experiences of the outer world. And that's why we are seeing a lot of developmental delays. I will not like to name it as autism directly, but lot of concerns related to their brain cognition and development or speech and language. And many show the symptoms of virtual autism, that is through the screen media, because they were not experienced to the exposed much to the outer world. They didn't pick up those experiences, or they have picked up virtual experiences. That is why virtual experience, like virtual autism. So what are virtual experiences? That I don't feel, I don't touch, I don't connect, I watch. So when I'm doing just one-way communication, I'm just watching screen, be it be it the robotic toys, or be it the video games, or be it the screen, YouTube, or social media, or be it some apps. If I'm just watching it when I'm learning, when I'm developing my brain connections, I am not able to develop as a whole my brain. Some area, some part of the brain develops, but other parts which are related to the experience, which are related to sensory inputs, are missing. That is the reason virtual autism should happen. So early intervention is important, because if we come to know that the child is struggling in some areas, we can provide the support. Though the autism diagnosis should be done after the age of 2, but support, early intervention can be provided to as young as 6 months old child. We can start giving that brain stimulation through the experience, through the sensory environment that child starts learning from him. So as soon as we come to know there are some deficits, some developmental delays in the child, we should not wait for the diagnosis. We should immediately start with the support system for the child. Early intervention improves long-term outcomes. When autism is recognized as supported early, ideally before the age of 3 years, interventions can begin while the brain is still highly adaptive, developing the neural communication. So brain is very adaptable at the early age, and the concept is called neuroplasticity. That means the child's brain can more easily learn, change, and form new connections. Research show that children who receive early diagnosis and early therapy show significant improvements in communication, learning, and social function, leading to better school performance and quality. So now we know why early intervention is required, or why how it helps us. Let's look into what autism looks like, the early signs of autism. So if you see the screen, on your left-hand side, you have autism can look like, which are very common signs. Child is non-verbal, child is avoiding eye contact, or frequent meltdowns and behavioral issues, distress with changes, toe walking, covers ears at loud sound. This we all know about. But autism can also look like, look at the right side of the screen here, which is written in the reddish color. Just look at this. Child says hi to everyone. Child is over friendly. Child loves fashion and jewelry. Child has advanced vocabulary. Child loves hugs and deep pressure. Child is distressed with haircut. Strives with the routines. Flaps hands while excited. Or frequently interrupts in your conversation. So it is not only non-speaking, it is over-speaking also. Interruptions also. Child is, it's not that child does not know sharing. Very friendly and oversharing also is called autism. Distressed by tags, things in clothes. So all of this is also autism, and that's why we call it spectrum. One reason is autism is this, and opposite to this is also autism. Another is severity, mild, moderate, severe, and in that we have multiple, levels. So that is all. That's why we call it as. There are lesser known signs of autism, inappropriate laughing and giggling. We call these children as naughty children. Insensitivity towards pain. Child does not understand the pain. You pinch them, you hit them, they don't understand. Child shows skills with parents and siblings, but with others outside of the home, no. Child does not fear of towards danger. Child is not scared. We will say child is very bold, very brave. No, that is sign one sign. Child does not understand the personal space. So child has lack of personal space, goes very close to bodily, very close to people. Or child is doing tiptoe walk. Child connects better with animals than people. Or child has gastrointestinal problems. These all can also be sign of autism. I am not saying if a child has any of these symptoms, definitely child has autism. But if a child has any of these symptoms, which we have discussed in previous two screens, this one and the previous one, child should immediately be put up for the autism screening. And if the screening has positive results, child should be put up for the diagnosis. What people think autism is. Autism is struggling in social situations and being geeky or childish. Outside world knows autism only by these two things. But what autism actually is, being honest and direct. Children with autism do not know manipulation. They find it difficult to manipulate. They have difficulty with change. So they are very honest, they are straightforward, they are direct. They do not know if they are sad. If they are upset, they will cry even in front of whole public. They do not know the social behaviors. They are direct. They are honest. They have difficulty with change. Transition is difficult. They have executive dysfunction, difficulty making and forming friendships. They have strong emotions. People consider children with autism do not have emotions. They have strong emotions. They are either sensory seeking or sensory avoiding. They do stimming behavior. They are detailed oriented. That's why many of the scientists, many of the research scholars, if you look at their profile, you will come to know that they have traits of autism. Undiagnosed. Diagnosis was not happening those days. If they were available today, and if you do diagnose as per their traits, you will keep them in the category of them because they are detailed oriented. They will go to one topic and they will do research deep and deep into it. They disconnect from the outer world and focus. Their focus is much more. They have intense interest, hiding traits to appear normal. There are many of them who hide traits to appear normal. Trouble sleeping, so sleep disorders are very common in autism, and strong sense of justice. And that is why we call it spectrum, and we represent autism with a rainbow, multi layers, multicolors. A rainbow has, we say rainbow has 7 colors, but if you see rainbow, actually, it has multiple colors of 7 shades. Like each color has different shades. That's why we represent, that's why globally autism is represented by rainbow, rainbow colors. So anxiety, social difficulties, communication, sensory processing, emotional regulation, rigid thinking, routines, black and white thinking, straight thinking, imagination, body language, literal thinking, honest thinking, and special interest. All of this is autism. These are autism traits. The facts about autism. Autism is a spectrum. I've already explained. Early signs and diagnosis helps in autism. We have explained to you. It is not a mental illness. It is not a disorder. It is just a difference. That also I have explained. It is not caused by vaccines. Many parents have this concern that no, only after giving this. Last week also, a parent was debating with me, and the parent said, no, only after this vaccination, I saw the symptoms. There was a fever and post fever, I saw this. Yes, symptoms becomes more evident after some physical illness like fever, but child has autism traits. But there is no research that proves that it is outcome of vaccinations. Genetic factors, yes, there are genetic factors associated with this. There are some gene mutations that are associated, but not always. Children with autism have unique strengths. We need to look for it. They have unique strengths. It is a lifelong condition. Children with autism have sensory sensitivities. Almost all, 96% of children have sensory sensitivity. That makes it almost all. And individualized approach works the best in autism. So you need to work as per your child condition, as per your child's strengths and challenges. You need to make a list of it and work, catch hold of the strength and work for it. Some myths about autism, some wrong facts, some wrong assumptions or wrong things. Autism can be cured. It is not a disease to be cured. You can overcome autism symptoms with proper guidance and therapies and support. But autism is a lifelong condition. All individuals with autism are alike? No. Each individual in autism is different. We learn from each child. From each case, we learn something new. Individuals with autism lack empathy. Yes. Individuals with autism do not lack empathy. But yes, they lack theory of mind. They have empathy, but they lack theory of mind. Theory of mind is what? Theory of mind, in short, is that you are different than me, or than I am. You think differently. Your emotions are different than me. You feel differently. If I am with autism, I don't understand this. So, for an example, if I'm with autism and I'm sad, I feel that everybody is sad. I am sad and you are laughing. That puts me in distress. Why you are laughing? I'm sad. So they don't understand that other people experience or feel emotionally different. So if I'm angry, I expect everybody to be angry. If I am sad, I expect everybody to be sad. If I am happy, I expect everybody to be happy because I don't relate with the concept of theory of mind that every individual feels or experiences differently. Autism is rare? No, it is not rare. Alone in India, we are seeing 1,000 children every day, newborn. So autism is not rare. Autism only affects children. It's a lifelong thing. So children now grow, they become adolescent, they become adult, they get into geriatric population, old age. So it is not only in children. Yes, the support system is available maximum for children at this time. Then it goes less for adolescent, adults it is lesser, and for geriatric population it is not there. It is very rare. We need to create that. All autistic people, we have savant skills? No. Like you and I, we are a group of people now. If I see the list of participants, we are 43. Out of 43 of us, there might be 5, 10 people who have servant skills, special skills. I'm a very good painter. Oh, I am a musician. I'm a singer. Not all of us are singers. Not all of us are good painters, or not all of us have those servant skills. Similarly, in autism, all children, all people do not have servant skills. Some of them have. They have unique strengths, but not the substance. Bad parenting causes autism? Absolutely. It is not a curse. It is not bad parenting. It is not a sin. Autism is an intellectual disability? No. A child with autism may have IQ as low as 50, 20, 40, and as good as 120 also, 150 also. Though IQ is not autism is not dependent on IQ. Yes, better the IQ levels helps the child to learn better. Individuals with autism do not want social interaction. They want social interaction. They love social interaction. They find it difficult to have social interaction. That's why they withdraw it from this. Because it is difficult for them to connect. That's why they withdraw. Once you provide the support, they are happy with social interaction. So early signs and red flags in autism. You can find the list from Google very easily. A detailed list. I have given you just short because I have limited time with me. So I have given you this just short list. Early social communication signs, 0 to 2 years, you see limited eye contact, no response to name or no pointing or gesturing. Behavioral red flags. In behavior, you see repetitive behaviors like flapping, lining up toys, insistent on routine, sensory differences, covering ears, spinning, sniffing objects, or mouthing, putting everything in the mouth. Delayed developmental milestones are speech and language delay, limited play skills, and social reciprocity. So they don't do don't connect with the social settings. They are not able to connect with other children or the parents. This all is the. These are some of the signs, early signs with children with autism. I'll share this screen, this slide also with you. In the group, we'll create we have a WhatsApp group. We'll send you the link. You all can get added there. So doesn't constantly respond to their own name, repeats body movements, copies direct phrases heard from others or from the TV, repeats those phrases, doesn't engage in imaginative play such as pretending play, pretend to feed dolls or pretending play, has intense interest in certain toys or objects. I'm randomly reading. So these all are the traits of early traits of autism. I am giving you the early signs checklist for parents, 6 to 12 months. You can check for eye contact, social smile, respond to sound, and interest. Looking, interesting. 6 to 12 months itself, you can start checking. 12 to 18 months. This is called developmental monitoring, monitoring the development of the child. So from day zero, it starts. Every parent should do it. So 12 to 18 months, speech, gestures, imitation, and play. 18 to 24 months, we need to look into the response to name, communication, social interaction, and emotional expression. Then 2 to 3 years, we need to look into understanding, speech, play skills, behavior, and sensory behaviors. When to seek professional help? Whenever you are seeing 2 or more red flags at any age, you need to immediately connect with the professional. Or whenever you feel something isn't right with development, trust your instinct and connect with professional. Talk to your pediatrician or child psychologist for screening. And chat cards and all those screening tools are available. So you need to talk to your pediatrician or the child psychologist for the screening. So first stage is monitoring. Parent need to do the monitoring. Parent, caregivers, and family members. And monitoring is a compulsory, instrument for all the children. It is not that my child is showing some symptoms, then I start monitoring. For every newborn baby, we should start monitoring. Early identification opens the door to early intervention, and early intervention changes. So these stages are developmental monitoring. It's an ongoing process. It starts with the day zero. You need to keep on monitoring your child as per the developmental milestone. Age developmental milestone chart you can easily get from Google. There are detailed charts available. So you can download. Then if you find any difficulty in child's development, if you find any deficit in any area, you need to go for screening, or that is on symptoms, you go for screening, or at the age of 18 and 24 months, even without any symptom, the screening must be done. It is recommended by AAP, American Academy of Pediatrics, that at the age of 18 months, that is 1.5 years, and 24 months, 2 years. We are not doing diagnosis there, but we are screening the child compulsively. How you are going with your child for vaccination, you need to go at the age of 18 months and 24 months for autism screening. Then if screening is giving positive results, if screening is showing some symptoms of autism towards autism, then you need to go for diagnosis. Diagnosis should be done only by trained and licensed, trained and experienced professionals. Developmental pediatricians, pediatric psychologists, and clinical psychologists and pediatric psychiatrists are the one who do this diagnosis. So the diagnosis has to be done by the licensed, as per your company or country's own norms. Person should be licensed and qualified enough to do the diagnosis, because a small mistake in diagnosis may lead to different results. At the time of diagnosis, after diagnosis starts intervention and support, but side by side at the time of diagnosis, we need to give psychological support and family counseling to the parent. Then we go to different therapists as per the diagnosis, wherever the struggle areas are in my child. We go for intervention and therapies, therapeutical support. And side by side, we need to start parenting. Most of the time I see the graph is developmental monitoring and then directly diagnosis. Screening is not. And then intervention. No support. No psychological support or counseling to family, or no parent training is here. So we need to follow these stages to create a better support system for children and families with autism. That's all. Thank you. Thank you very much. With this, I will end my talk here, and I am open to the questions. I again want to make an appeal that we are doing this session uh, for the parents, absolutely free of cost. We are not charging anything. We are inviting you to contribute to support our mission, whatever you can. Smallest, even a small contribution will make a difference. To make contribution, you may go to our website, which is jkp.ngo, so www.jkp.ngo, and click on Pay Online button and make payments. QR code is available there. PayPal link is also available there. Or take the PayPal link from here. That's my personal email ID, which is linked with PayPal. Or we have a QR code, which is linked to JKP, that is J. Kripalu Prabhu Care Foundation account. So you may make the contribution, support us, help us to create more such awareness programs. This series is, there are some people who joined a little late, so I want to inform them that this is a series of 12 sessions, 3 months, like every week, one session. We will be talking about different topics about managing autism throughout lifespan. We have, I have given the dates. It's there in the autism creative also, like date wise schedule is there. So you can attend either one of it, many of it, all of it, whatever topic relates with you, you can attend. You may attend all the sessions as well. It is as per your choice. Sessions are designed in a simple language with not too much of information, not too much of complex things or technical information, but to support parents, to help them to understand autism and be prepared how to support their children. So you're welcome to join any sessions. The link, Zoom link shall remain the same. It has been sent to you via email or via WhatsApp. You can save the link. Same link will continue for all the sessions. We have created a WhatsApp group also for people who attend our webinars. So the WhatsApp group link will also be sent to you tomorrow by our admin staff. You will receive the WhatsApp group link. You can join that link because we'll be sharing these PPTs and more of reading material, more of information in the WhatsApp group. You can ask your questions to me now, or you may ask your questions in the group as well. I am active in the group, so if you have some queries, you may put it up in the groups. With this, I'm stopping this presentation and repeating. Many of you have done this, but repeating, kindly put your full name and your location, your city and country in the chat box, because we want to keep a record of people who have attended this webinar. We want to send you all the WhatsApp group link also. So please, if you have not written your name and location in the chat box, kindly do that. I have a query here from Jojo. Jojo says, good evening, doctor. Will you send the video on WhatsApp after Zoom Live? Yes, after Zoom Live, we will send you like tomorrow, not today. It's late already. So tomorrow, we will send you a group invitation. You need to join that group. And once everybody joins, so maybe day after tomorrow, we will share the PPT as well as the recording of today's session. The recording is recorded YouTube link there in the group as well. So if you have missed a part of it, or you want to repeat it, or you want to share it with your friends and family, you may do so. Any other questions? Anyone wants to ask me? I'm open for the questions now. You may unmute and ask me, or you may put your questions in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you, Yagnesh. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Ren. Thank you so much for your appreciation. And I appeal to support our mission by way of small help, financial help, whatever you can do. The link is already shared. It will come to, it is there in our brochure also. It will come to you on emails too. Is mental safe for children with autism? What is mental? I didn't get it. Ashwini, if you can unmute and ask your question, please. Ashwini has asked a question: is maintained safe for children, but I did not understand. Okay, I have a lot of thank yous. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. When autism screening should be done? Autism screening should be done after seeing the monitoring. If in monitoring you are finding any deficits or any concerns, you should do the autism screening. Also, even if you are not finding any concerns at the age of 18 months and 24 months, autism screening must be. All children must be screened for autism at the age of 18 months and at the age of 24. So 1.5 years and 2 years of age, you must do autism screening for all the children. I invite all the schools who I'm talking about schools, not with special needs, but all these schools to do autism screening. JKP Care Foundation supports in screening process. We train the teachers to screen. You don't have to go to the specialist for screening. For diagnosis, you need to go to the specialist. Teachers, parents can be trained on screen. We can train you and you can do screen. Okay, thank you, Mary. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, everyone. Question. Uh, Logan Subramanian has a question. Can you advise on stem cell? In my opinion, stem cell therapy has no uh, evidence that it helps in autism. I have seen many parents investing their hard-earned money into it and putting children in distress. After stem cell therapy, they advise you to go for regular therapies like speech, OT, and all. And the outcome which you see is more from the regular therapies which you do, not with the stem cell therapy. Indian Medical Association (IMA) has banned last year. There was a circular to us that we cannot promote, we as in nobody can promote stem cell therapy as a solution for autism. So stem cell therapy has to be condemned for autism because we do not have any scientific evidence that it is helping in autism. You do more research before going into it. If you are a parent, before going into it, I would strongly advise don't fall prey for the advertisements done by the professionals, but do more research on it and then only take it. Because it is not only the financial burden, but it is also with putting child in distress, putting child under a lot of physical concerns. Thank you, Nilambari. Thank you, Swastik. Okay. Is there any relationship between mitochondria and autism? Let me know about it. I am personally not aware of any such relationship. I'm not aware of any relationship between mitochondria or the connection. But yes, there are studies which have happened and they have shown some relations, but I have not read more about it. I need to read. So I would say, yes, I mean, it is directly not related, but recently there have been studies and we have seen some of the individuals who have, like, the conditions such as mitochondrial disease associated with autism. So we can call it as a comorbid condition, more of it. But I need to do myself also, I need to do more research on it. Okay. So only some individuals have shown, not that every. So it is more of a in my personal opinion, it is more of a comorbid condition, but not present in everyone or every child. Okay, thank you, Shreya. Thank you, Ashwin. Mentent is a syrup commonly given to children with improving learning skills. It's a herbal syrup. Hence, my question is it safe for children with autism? Ashwini, I am not aware about this syrup and the contents of it. And if it is herbal, you need to consult some Ayurveda person, some person who knows the naturopathy and Ayurveda. I think they can comment better. So I am not aware of this syrup, which helps in improving learning skills. Yes, so far there is no medicine or no, syrup or no product which can directly target autism. There are medicines, there are supportive drugs or supportive, herbal things or Ayurveda things which can help you in some symptoms. For ADHD, we usually give, controlling brain activity or controlling the uh, attention deficit, hyperactivity. We give Inspirol, Resveratrol, all those medicines are there. They are supportive medicine. They don't target directly autism. but a licensed practitioner. I am a psychologist, clinical psychologist. I am not authorized to prescribe any medicines, and I don't practice medicine, so I am not the right person to comment. Can be effective neurofeedback therapy? Yes, neurofeedback therapy is showing results in children. CBT and neurofeedback therapies are showing improvements and showing positive outcomes. Yes, Anish, it can be effective. It is effective. Has any parents here given this syrup to children? Ashwini is asking question to all the parents. So any parent who has given this Mentat syrup to your children, you can please unmute or you can reply in the WhatsApp chat. How will I get behavioral screening? ABA therapy is safe or not? Behavioral screening can be done by any of the trained professional, any of the trained teachers or behavior experts or psychologists. Okay. ABA therapy is very much safe, but we need to work on comprehensively. Not in the same settings, not very intensive ABA, because that it shows the results that children become a little robotic. So that's why nowadays there is no intensive ABA therapy. We have started working on comprehensive ABA therapy, where we generalize the tasks, generalize the skills children learn. So earlier in the ABA therapy, generalization part was missing. So they were trained. They were trained, on the antecedent behavior or they were trained on the various ABA principles. But now the generalization has been added. Different settings have been. So we provide ABA in naturalistic settings. We provide ABA in the clinic setup, ABA at home. Practice ABA, not provide, practice ABA. And that is bringing very good results. So ABA therapy, yes, it is safe when it is done with generalization and settings. Just wanted to know the duration of the therapies we provide to kids. Is there any time duration for therapy, or once the child is being better, should we stop the therapies? We need to see that child is coming at par with its age. Duration, there is no set duration because each child is different and each child may require therapies for a different duration. But age milestones, we keep on checking. We have age milestone chart for whole life. So you keep on comparing with the age milestones and see where the child is struggling. Not that we'll be able to cover up in all children, will be able to cover up all the gaps, but to the maximum of it, we should reach. So there is no set standard that we need to provide speech therapy for 3 years and occupational therapy for 2 years. As per the child needs, we need to provide. Once starts performing better, yes, you can learn the modules. You can start supporting the child at home, and slowly you can decrease the therapy as with the in consultation with the therapist who's doing it. So in consultation with the opinion of the therapist, because I do not know the child, I do not know what is the level. I cannot directly say that you can stop therapies. But once child is giving you better outcome, better results, and better functioning, so that time you can learn the techniques, you can start working with the child, create a support system, and instead of daily therapy, you may go to alternate day or weekly twice or weekly once, but in consultation with the therapist. Thank you, Bhim Bora. Thank you so much. Since we have a lot of Ayurvedic therapy and Chinese medicine therapy, do we have an opening for autism in those instant therapy? Yes, there are a lot of Ayurvedic therapies and Chinese medicine therapies, but so far, scientifically, because we as clinical psychologists, we need to go as per the scientific research. So there are claims by some companies or by some professionals, even by homeopathic medicine, there are claims that things are getting better. But since in the absence of scientific medicines, I cannot say that these therapies can be very helpful. It is as per individual experiences. Folic acid, what is your opinion? Tina, yes, I was expecting this question. Nobody had asked. Is leucovorin, folic acid? This is very ongoing topic nowadays. You are seeing a lot of reels, and after the US government approving it as one of the supportive medicine for autism, people have started giving it to children, and people are claiming that we are seeing differences or we are not seeing differences. A lot of debates are going. As I mentioned earlier, disclaimer, I am not a medicine expert. So I am not the right one to give you exact uh, decision on it. But as much as I have studied about it, because there were questions about it to me before also. So I did study about it, uh, from the research, and spoke to some of the developmental pediatricians and took their opinion. I understood there are children who have folic acid deficiency, folate deficiency. So the children who have this deficiency, because of this, they show symptoms like autism. Their cognition gets disturbed, their brain development gets disturbed. So those children who are diagnosed as autism but have folic acid deficiency, if you give them folic acid, you are seeing them, but not all children. So first you need to do certain tests, blood tests, to find out whether folate deficiency is there or not. If there is a deficiency for folate, then you give folic acid and you see the improved results, but not to all children. Do not give any medicine to all children. Yes, Logan Subramanian has raised hand. Yes, you can unmute and speak, please.
Yes, Doctor. First of all, thank you very much for the presentation. We did talk last week, I guess, and I was the one raising concern. I mean, not concern, but raising the question about Licoverine last time, and you mentioned
Yes.
exactly the same answer. But
Mhm.
thing is, you mentioned about certain tests that we should do before going on the medication folinic acid. Uh,
Mhm.
do you know which tests we should ask the pediatrician to prescribe? Because I've asked a couple of therapists, they don't really know which test we should do.
Okay.
That's the main question here. Like, which test we should go to the laboratory to ask for, so that we can know exactly whether they are deficit on folinic acid or not.
So there is a test called FRAT, that is a folate receptor antibodies test, FRAT. The FRAT test is usually done for checking the folate deficiency. And but it is to be done only after the prescription of the medical practitioners. So a doctor
Can
should
you repeat?
refer for it, then only can do.
Okay, it's Fred. How do you spell that? FR. Can you just
FRAT, that
AD?
is folate receptor autoantibody. I will type it in the
Okay.
chat
Yeah.
box.
Thank
Give
you.
me a
Thank you
moment.
very much.
But yes, it needs to be done only with the prescription. I am not advising it to any parent. I do not want anyone to put a case on me that how can you advise these tests and all, because I'm not licensed. It's only in response of your question for general awareness. I'm right. I've written it in the chat.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I mean, we are not blaming you. We're not going to be accusing you. No, 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 that's fine.
No, we
But the
we
thing
we
is,
need to be when we are on
when
public forum, we need to be very careful.
yeah, the thing is when you ask for, because it's quite new in the market. Like people are talking about it a lot, and as parents, we want to to explore possibilities, maximum possibilities, and we don't want to expose the children as well. Like whether just to go to take blood sample to do certain tests, but we just want to be uh, sure what we are going for. So that's why I was asking. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we'll go with the next question now. People who are getting late want to quit, you can quit. We are just doing the question answer. So if you want to quit, you are getting delayed, may quit, because we are in different time zones. Mhm. We have a question from Mary next. Mary thus painting that does stem cell therapy work for CP kids with hemiplegia? Yes, there are some results which show that it is effective, but again, it is not yet approved. Some research which are going on, and they show that stem cell therapy is, effective in the hemiplegia cerebral palsy. But yes, it is not yet approved. It is not being done right now. So you need to check if there is, as per my knowledge, it was not yet approved. But if there is any new approvals that come up for this, then you please check. Is sensory diet necessary for autistic children or not? As I said, 96% children have sensory concern. 96% children in autism have some or other sensory concern. But sensory diet is recommended to the children who actually have the oral motor sensitivity issues, or they have the sensory issues in they are picky eaters, or you know, or they are seeking sensory information, or they are like kind of more towards sensory. So what is sensory diet? Let us understand. Sensory diet is a protocol, a daily routine by which we provide them extra sensory input. So children who are tactile sensory, then we provide them tactile input. We give them textures in a daytime in our daily routine. We give them exposure more to different textures so they feel safe. Children who are like, orally sensitive, we provide them different types of foods or different types of juices. Children who are sensitive for noise, we provide them noise cancellation acts. We give them, make their brain work in zero noise or less noise, house of area. So sensory diet is, it is nothing to do directly with diet. It is something, it is a plan. Basically, we call it sensory diet, but it is a plan which gives as an sensory input to the children who have sensory seeking behavior. So the children who have sensory seeking behavior, we need to give them those sensory inputs and they regularize themselves. So like a child who has vestibular sensory, behave seeking behavior or proprioceptive, so they're jumping. So we can provide them in their routine. Within the activities, we can provide them 15 minutes of jumping. So they do this, they regularize, so that they don't do it at the time of the so that's it. So this is how we provide them sensory intake within their daily routine. We don't do a special time or activity for sensory insight. Yes, occupational therapists, within their therapies, they include sensory therapies. This is the area of occupational therapies. They work on sensory therapies, but they create the sensory like plan as per child needs. Again, it cannot be same for all children. And children, and it is given, it is incorporated in child's daily. Question: does leucovorin calcium help in autism? I've already answered the question. The folic acid is the same. Leucovorin is folic acid. So I answered the question. Thank you, doctor. What if, doctor, the behavior again comes back? How do we approach this? Yes, the behavior comes back. Uh, it happens commonly in autism because we need to set the environment. Our behavior is directly related to environment. The moment we connect back with the same environment, the behavior comes back. So if you see, when you go to an airport, your behavior is different. When you go to a railway station, your behavior is different. When you go to a public park, your behavior is different. When you go to a clinic, it is different. It automatically shifts. Whole day we keep on shifting our behavior as per or as per team needs. So environment is made of two things: physical settings, physical space, and people around us. So our behavior shifts with both the things. That is environment. People environment, and physical environment. So whenever child connects back to the same environment, if we do the alterations in environment, enhancements in environment, child may get into the same. With same people, child may do same behavior. Child may do behavior. Like with therapist, child is doing behavior differently. But with mother, child's behavior is different. With father, child's so when they connect back or connect back to physical space, they may behave again the same. And then this is one area. The second area is if you're talking about regression, if you're talking about whatever the child has learned in behavior is going back and again started behaving the same things. That happens when we do not register a behavior. We train them, we teach them, but that needs to be practiced for a longer duration. And we need to keep on implementing it in the daily routine or generalize it in the practice. So whatever child has learned, that has to be generalized in practice. That's what I was answering in ABA also, the question related to ABA. Children learn very fast. They show you the response, and then you stop the therapies. Then you stop connect. That I answered one of the participants who asked me, should I stop the therapies? Child is improving now. What I said, learn the techniques, what you can do at home, and then make frequency a little less. So take it from day one, each day therapy to alternate day, from alternate day to weekly twice, from weekly twice to weekly once, then fortnightly. So slowly fade out. If you immediately stop therapies or take a longer break in the therapies, or suddenly there is a shift in people, like the therapist is changed, then you can see the behaviors look up. Okay, yes, in Mauritius, we do give mentor, but better consult a psychologist first. Okay, not the psychologist, I would say consult a pediatrician, developmental pediatrician first before giving mentor. That is better. Yes, yes, Logan, thank you. Thank you very much for answering the Ashwin's question. HBO, yes, hyperbaric oxygen therapy helps in attention. So far, there is no scientific evidence that HO2 therapy, H2O therapy helps in attention or any of the symptoms. There are no scientific evidence. People are claiming for it. People are selling their product for it with this claim, but I am not able to find any scientific evidence, no evidence which is published in the Journal of Science, Journal of Medical, which connects to. So, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, H2O, they call it, the H2O therapy, sorry, H2O is oxygen therapy, O2 therapy. Yeah, so there is no evidence. So, some therapists use real light therapy by red light therapy can be best for autism children. See, autism children are sensitive to light, and sensory inputs are given to them with the sensory rooms where we have different colors of light and different sensory items, the tactile and color, vision. So all of this is clubbed together. But I do not know what is just the red light therapy. I'm not Anish, if you can unmute and speak about it, maybe I will. It will help me to understand, or any other parent knows about red light therapy system in Dubai. Photomodulation, I think. Okay, you're talking about the photomodulation, but it is done with multiple colors. It is not done only with red color. So sensory seeking children who are visually very sensitive, for them it is helping along the vision therapy or the color therapy. Please share the WhatsApp group link. Thank you. Yes, WhatsApp group link should be shared with you all via email. Your emails are there with us. We'll share it with you all tomorrow. Do we have an international standard framework done for autistic children and adults who attend hospital for normal medical care, and autistic children attain from NCD? Does those medication affect their lifestyle? The medicines which we give them affect their lifestyle because the medicines are either brain boosting, that neural connectivity, neural communication increases in the brain, or suppressing, the neural communication goes down. So for an example, if the child is on risperidone or inspiral pet or set of medicine, child's brain activity, if you actually see it, it goes down. And when a child is under influence of the medicine, it becomes difficult for us to do the therapies. We still do the therapies, child still learns, but since the cognition is a little slow, processing is slow, so child takes time to learn. Yes, there is no international framework for this. Every country, they are following different norms, different styles of working, and different medicines. So there is no international standardization for this. The child who does mouthing, how do we reduce this, doctor? Mouthing is directly related with the sensory, oral sensory, as I was talking about the, sensory diet. So I said that oral sensitivity. So children who have oral sensitivity, they usually do mouthing. They put everything in the mouth. So mouthing cannot be stopped directly, but you can provide them chewing toys. You can provide them the objects which are eatable or which are chewable, which are safe for the health. And you can teach them what to eat, what to put in the mouth, and what not to put in the mouth. So you need to address that need because it's a sensory need and consult an occupational therapist. They can guide you much more about it. But yes, with the chewing tubes or candies, we replace mouth. We replace mouthing habit. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Any other questions or should we end for today? Okay, I'm mentioning my contact number in the chat box. You can just WhatsApp me and I'll share the chat group link. So because I don't want to lose out on someone, though it will be sent to you all. However, the WhatsApp group link shall be sent to you. If in case if you don't receive that, you can just WhatsApp. So make a note of my number. I'm putting it in the chat box. If you have further questions, queries, you may connect with me for the questions and queries as well. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Wish you all the best. Looking forward to see you next Sunday. Again, same time at 8 p.m. India time and your country timings. You can adjust accordingly. Thank you very much for being with me here. And next week we'll continue. Thanks a lot.